Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching IAllegedly, and I've got a really good one for you today. China is experiencing bank runs, and there's very little news about this being shared with the world right now. Before I get into it, please take a second. Please hit the like button on the video. Please share the video with everybody, and please do not forget to subscribe to the channel so you get all the latest videos and announcements and fun stuff that we're working on for the future. Don't forget that Webull, if you want to trade stocks, you want to buy ETFs, you want to buy cryptos, you want to buy options, Webull is clearly the easiest way to do it. If you use the link below, they will give you 2 shares of stock. If you deposit anything, a penny, they will give you 4 more shares of stock that could be worth up to $12,600. Use the link below and sign up for Webull, guys. Now, let's get into this. China, okay, has had lockdowns and has had different things with their economy that have limited from people from going outside. But the one thing that's happened since April is that they've started to freeze accounts and have lockdowns on people's deposits in China, and we're really not getting the full story on this. There's a magazine that has a great article on it called Asian Markets, and they're covering this story extensively. And here's what's happened. The bank said that they were going to do an upgrade, and because of the upgrade, they needed to shut the accounts down. Okay, well that sounds good. How long is that going to be? A couple days, okay? The problem with it is that it's been much longer than a couple days. Here's the sick part. People cannot get on their online banking apps. They cannot get a hold of the banks. They cannot go to the bank. They cannot use the ATMs right now from the banks and with the bank. Now, I don't know about you guys, but some of these banks, and I'm going to use a cheat sheet here because I cannot pronounce this stuff at all. Some of these banks have been locked down since April. Now, I want you guys to think about this. I'm trying to traverse the rocks here. If you couldn't get your money for 60 days, what would your life look like? Seriously, what would your life look like? If you don't think that this could come to a city near you, you are kidding yourself. Now, the Yuzo Ziminen Village Bank, located in Yuhang City, that province, they've been locked down for 60 days. Recessions Bank in the city of Shanghai, the Henan province, they've been shut down. Humin Rural Bank, and again, the Henan province, same thing, shut down. New Oriental Village Bank, city of Kafang, the Henan province, they've been shut down for 60 days. And the Hanubi River Bank, same thing, shut down. And then the Yixian County Village Bank has been shut down for 60 days. Again, guys, the problem with this is that they all said they were going to experience upgrades with the bank, and they wanted to prevent a possibility of a cyber attack. Okay? No straight answer from the banks. Asian Market Magazine has confirmed all of this with multiple sources. Check this out, guys. The beach over here is completely closed, so I'm going to stay here and then get to the other side a little slower than normal. But again, guys, if you don't think that this could happen here, you are kidding yourself. Now, I'd like to think that the authorities here are a little more transparent than they are in China, but this is preposterous that they're telling people that it's just a matter of time, don't worry. And now it went from putting people off to no answer. Now, banks in 10 countries in January did a cyber attack symposium where they practiced having a cyber attack. Okay, thank you, that's great news. But again, now China has announced that they're concerned that all these upgrades, if they're not done, they're going to have major problems with their banking system. They are the problem, guys. So, you know you have a problem when the surfers are bailing, okay? So, got a fan up on the... I was in Costco today and met a subscriber, also Elaine. She was fantastic. And it was nice to meet people. Always nice to meet people out and about. But guys, this is going to be a very tumultuous week with our economy, without a doubt. And what I mean by that is all the announcements. Will the Fed raise interest rates? Will they not raise interest rates? Okay? You know, if you talk to some of the experts that think that a half a point is built into everything, then that's that. With the inflationary news that came out, and by the way, the inflationary news is ridiculous. If you look at something like Shadow Stats, they're using my number, which has always been 16 and 17%. 16.8% is what they're saying inflation is at right now. That seems realistic to me, guys. You know, and again, Costco again, second time in 3 days that I was there, spending a ton of money on prepping and getting myself ready, getting my home ready, my office, everything set up so that there's no issue ever, okay? Bringing family members, making sure that they have everything that they need. This is scary times right now, guys. But again, if you are freaked out by this, then you're gonna have a real problem right now, because you need to accept that this stuff is happening. The fact that you have, you know, read the story from Asian markets, because it talks about the most preposterous part of this thing with the banking. And I want you to think about this. The banks will allow people to put money into the accounts, but they're freezing withdrawals, freezing payments. So people have had like their paychecks electronically deposited into their accounts, but they can't access that. Can't access it online, telephone, can't access it with the online apps, with the web apps, with the ATMs. Can't even get the balances out right now. And they won't make payments, but they will gladly take your money and let your money be put into the bank. Who would allow that? Now, you're starting to see people protest in front of the banks, and you're starting to get some images on social media where this stuff, the little that's allowed, and you, again, take a look at that story. But if this is not getting you prepped for what is happening, guys, okay, nothing will. Nothing will at all, okay? Now, do you go take $300,000 and stick it in your mattress? No, of course not, okay? But what would happen if you didn't have money for 10 days? Okay, what would you do? What would your life look like? What about 60 days, guys? That's enough for me to have me sit there and say, hold the phone, okay? So, again, the more people I talk to that are really into all this stuff and into preparing, the more I realize how unprepared I am. So, you know, Shadow Stats comes in and says that you're going to see interest rates and inflation go sky high. I really mean this, guys. I really want you to make the prediction. What are we going to see this week? What do you think is going to happen with all this? Do you think we're going to see a half a point bump in the interest rates? Is that going to do it? Because it's going to do absolutely nothing to slow everything down. Do you think we're going to see 3/4? Why not 2%, guys? Why not spank this thing and get this thing handled in such a way? I like coming out here when it's a little rough like this. It's kind of nice. The surf is completely gone right now. We're seeing so many things right now that just show a broken economy and show the problems that we're having on a massive global scale. You know, Australia, keep talking about them, keep getting emails from Australia, and I keep getting notified from Australia about how the problems that they have. Remember, they said if things went up half a point, 500,000 people would be in jeopardy of losing their homes. Now they're talking about how it's going to be the bleakest winter ever. Now, again, it's summer here, it's winter there. Santa surfs in Australia, and they're going to have the highest energy increase and prices in energy that they've ever had. So if that doesn't freak you out, the Southwest here is going through a heat wave, and again, complete shenanigans with how people are being forced to pay more for energy. And again, get a wind turbine, guys. Get an electric car. Take care of that. That's all you need. Okay, it's ridiculous. Okay, people cannot afford this. People cannot afford hundreds of dollars more a month for gas. They cannot afford hundreds of dollars more a month for electricity. Here's something that's crazy. Think about this one. Gas prices have jumped up so much that the IRS did a mid-year change to the tax code. And I found out about this before my accountant did, which is awesome. And that when you have people that deduct their mileage, people like me, people that drive around, okay, you get 58 cents a mile. Well, no. Now, okay, it's gone up to 62 cents. So it doesn't affect everybody, but now it's 62 cents a mile. Talk to your accountant about this. If you deduct, you're a mileage deductor, that's good news for some people. So share your thoughts on this stuff. Are you ready with your bank? Again, you have to have a bank. You've got to have online payments. I suggest having multiple banks. I suggest that you've got to have money spread all over the place. Bank of America here in Southern California just changed their hours from 9 a.m. to 6, 9 a.m. to 4. Now it's 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and they're closed on Saturdays. Closed on Saturdays, guys. So if you have a job, you cannot go to the bank at Bank of America. So share your thoughts on all this stuff. I really want to know what you guys start thinking about all this. And let's go up to the next street because the beach is closed. Hey guys, filming here in Laguna Beach, and I ran into Brian, and he was very complimentary about the channel. And it's funny, his wife said, I think that's Dan down there filming. So it was nice to meet him. He was yelling for me.
Hey,
so
in our living room every night.
Thank you very much.
All right, glad to have you doing this.
Thank you. Guys, it's great running into the subscribers. It was great meeting Brian and his family and his kids. Just fantastic. Couple things. There's recessionary things that happen in the economy that they say are signals of past recessions. First one is services being eliminated from businesses. Right now, Sam's Club is not delivering goods. You have to be a Premier member to get pickup from Sam's Club, which is kind of ridiculous that they're kind of just eliminating that. A few things right now. Whole Foods, no delivery right now. Dropped it for Prime members, so they cannot get delivery, and they're charging extra for all that, and people are furious about that. So again, a sign of the times, guys. Now, the next thing, traverse. Check this out, guys. Again, one of those big seaweed piles with the changing tide. One of the biggest tells for a recession is service companies changing their service area, their map that they service. You're seeing more and more companies that are changing the radius that they will do work in. Now here in Southern California, there's so many people between here and 100 miles from me that when you run a service company, you've got to expand your network. You just can't say, hey, I'm going to be in this one city, like you can in certain states that have that ability. But what you're seeing is because of the cost of fuel, the supply issues, the delay on getting supplies, that people are cutting back. Whoa! Check. You're seeing, whoa. Okay, drenched, guys. You're seeing these service companies completely change the map that they're going to service and the area that they're going to service. Unbelievable. So, what do you guys think about that? You're seeing more and more companies that are charging for this. You're seeing more and more charging for deliveries. You're seeing more and more companies having a flat fee added on to things. I had one woman that wrote me last week and went to a restaurant and they charged a beef fee of 2%. Beef. Oh, you ordered the beef. She had hamburgers. So we're going to charge you 2% for hamburger. When do you guys draw the line with that? Now, guys, we've been on this beach so many times. Look at that, guys. Look, it's completely closed all the way off. Over here, sorry to whip the camera around. You know I'm going to catch heck for that. This is crazy. So, as the tide changes throughout the year, the beaches change. But that seaweed pile, within a few days, those will be gone because of the changing tides. But again, guys, this is some pretty pricey real estate here. And I don't know what it would take for me to live there. I mean, okay. So, I get surfers that write me and say, oh, Dan, you need to follow the tide charge. Check this out behind me. Okay. Absolutely amazing, just beautiful, breathtaking, stunning, guys. But are you seeing this? Are you seeing people get rid of services? Now, here's the one thing that is crazy is that Sam's Club, speaking to them, they're going to have driverless cars, driverless trucks, deliver merchandise to the Dallas-Fort Worth area in short order within the next 45 days. That's crazy, guys. I mean, I really want to see what a driverless semi looks like. Does a person sit in that car? You know, what the heck happens? You know, I mean, something's got to go. What about the other drivers on the road? That's the thing I don't get. That I don't understand. Look at that. That's done. That's where I just walked in from. Right? So, absolutely breathtaking. I may be swimming tonight. Tide's really coming in. Absolutely stunning to see this, to see the beach completely get washed away. Elon Musk this past weekend had an email leaked. What do you know? Can you believe that? A couple emails leaked? Which, whenever this happens with an executive, I don't believe it. Because it's Elon Musk, I definitely don't believe it. And it was electric.co, and electric spelled funky, but the link is below on this magazine. And he's talking to his people about how, listen, you're building fantastic products that people love. You're changing the world with everything that we do. You've got to believe in what you're doing, and it's amazing. You know, you're basically doing God's work. He said everything but the God part. Okay. Now, the other thing, the second email that got leaked was, we've had issues this quarter with meeting deliveries because of the supply chain issues. So again, if you believe that these emails got leaked by accident, you are kidding yourself. You're absolutely kidding yourself. Now, inflation is going nowhere but up, okay? First things first, here in Orange County, they say that the average rent went up a minimum of 20% in the last year. 20%, guys. So you're not the only ones affected by this. But what landlords want to do is they want to kick you out of the house, have the lease expire, and then rewrite the lease to somebody else so they don't get sued to oblivion. Okay, that's the first thing. You know, Bridgewater, okay, Ray Dalio's company. It's the world's largest hedge fund. Greg Jensen is basically the number 2 guy there behind Ray, and he's talking about how there is huge problems with inflation and with the stock market, and he's predicting that the stock market's going to go down 25% more. Great article below in the video description, check it out. But here's what Mr. Jensen said, and that is, if the Fed raises interest rates 25%, 0.25%, excuse me, 0.25%, that they're going to have to do extensive quantitative tightening, which is sell their assets, guys. And with the sales of those assets, it's going to drive the stock market much lower. Now, we will see if that happens. I mean, you know, didn't they just say that they thought it was going to be 50 basis points? He's saying 25 basis points. The Fed keeps talking about having inflation at 2%, which is insane because we all know that it's not at 2%. Now, the other thing is big companies that are out there, Heinz, Kraft, McDonald's, have all talked about extensive inflationary problems that they've had and supply problems, and that they all have to raise their prices. Now, by raising their prices, it's going to be something that's going to have to be passed along to all their customers. So you're going to see everything be much more expensive in short order, whether it be fast food, whether it be staples, supplies, anything like that that you buy, cheese, condiments, anything like that. So I'm telling you guys, you know, I had a brother that told me, go buy ketchup. Go look at how long ketchup lasts. Oh, okay. So I went and did that so that it would be in my house, so I don't have to worry about it. So as crazy as that seems, guys, go stock up on things like that while you can still get it. Stock up on everything while you can get it. And ketchup's not the only thing, though. Water, food, supplies, dry goods, everything else. But it's crazy that every single thing has gone up. And again, I have people that buy the same thing week after week after week. And for them to be told that inflation is at 8.6%, they're getting furious now, like we're stupid, because things that they spent $200 on that are now $350, how is that, you know, 8.6%? So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. Do you think the Elon Musk email was unintentionally leaked? I think it's ridiculous. And again, he was just patting himself on the back that they're making the greatest products in the world, and everybody should be proud of themselves. That's a good company email, but it's not for us to give this guy, you know, a big hug, because I think without the government subsidies, I think Tesla would be done. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. Hey guys, take a look at the center of the screen. Bunch of dolphins kept swimming. Got it for a few seconds. Pretty cool. I'm going to finish this video with these last few stories. First things first, there's a great government agency report that's 86 pages long, which I will not bore you guys with, but the link will be below on it, talking about the pandemic unemployment and the abuses on it, and they anticipate that over 20% of the pandemic unemployment was fraudulent. 20% across the country. That's crazy. Mohammed El-Arian, who's a brilliant, look at this guy. I asked him to fly by right now. How perfect is that? Okay, that would be worth doing, guys. I think that would be fun. Mohammed El-Arian, he was on all the Sunday shows this past weekend talking about how all this inflation could have been avoided. Okay? Yeah, it could have been avoided, because if they would have not written all these checks, I got one way up there too, guys. Because they printed money out of thin air, it was absolutely the thing that destroyed our economy. There is a tech giant in New Zealand, Kim.com. I love this guy. This guy is rotund, to say the least. This rotund gentleman who has made his living in the .com industry, changed his name to Kim.com, which is great. But he ran into some trouble with the law a few years back. You may have remembered that. But he's talking about how the U.S. government went out and just, made money out of thin air and gave it away, and that's the inflationary problem. But that our country is bankrupt, according to this guy. So, absolutely unbelievable and devastating. And the final thing, you guys have seen me go down to the port a bunch of times, but the Port of Los Angeles and almost 30 other ports have a labor dispute that's happening right now. And if they don't get a new contract between now and the end of June, there's going to be almost 30 ports that will be closed. And you think there's a supply problem now, it will be worse if there is a strike right now. So it'll be interesting to see if that gets resolved in any way, shape, or form. Okay? So, going to be an interesting week. We are living through history, guys, to say the least. And protect your money. Look at your bank. Make sure you have cash on hand. Make sure you have cash in your car. Make sure you have quarters in your car. Make sure you have things to drive around if you're in a metropolitan area. Please do not forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Share this with everybody. Don't forget, we have an email list. A lot of people are on that now. It's fantastic. Sign up for the email list below. Plus, if you want more access to me, there's Patreon. You can sign up for Patreon. Onward and upward, guys. I will see you guys very soon. Thank you guys for being here. And I am utterly blank with this one. So thank you guys.